Good morning, my friends. Are we on a roll? 2 videos in 2 days? Oh my gosh, are we back into the swing of things? Well, time will tell. So today, Trash Craft Tuesday, the first one for 2025, we are going to do a envelope project, if you can't tell. This is actually the first Roxy's Weekly Challenge for 2025 as well, and I thought I would combine the two because Rachel did an envelope project. So I'm doing Trash Craft Tuesday and Roxy's Weekly Challenge number 1. Okay, so envelope. I'm using a window envelope. It does not have to be a window envelope. In fact, I probably would have preferred it not to be, but this is the one that I grabbed, and so I'm just going with it. So first off, we're making a little notebook is what we're doing. Just a scrappy little notebook out of an envelope. I want to seal this flap down, but before I do, I want to actually open this end here. Now I could just slice a bit off, but I don't want to get too close to the window when I fold the envelope in half. So I'm just going to start by easing my knife along that seam. Now you could do it any way you like. You could, have pockets wherever. What I'm planning is a pocket at the top here and a pocket at the side here, which is why I wanted to open that. But you don't have to. Like, you could just do 2 top pockets or no pockets at all. Like, you don't have to put a pocket in. Or you could put a side pocket, this side, top pocket. You can configure it however you like. I'm just going to make sure that things I need glued down are glued down so that they don't catch on anything that I put in the pockets. So how's your day going, my friends? Are you having a good day? It seems crazy to me that we are at this point in time in 2025. Like, it seems utterly ridiculous to me. Time is already going so quickly, and I'm not wishing it away. Like, we are early January. Like, it's not like we've already had a couple of months, but I don't know, time seems to be getting away on me already. And I've got so many things I want to achieve, so many things I want to do, and I just feel like I've been stuck. Like, as much as I'm eager to get going, I feel like, well, for the last three and a half weeks, I have been stuck. And I feel like I'm still stuck. Like, I still can't, spend 10 hours at my crafting desk, which is what I would normally do. Okay, so I've just glued that flap shut, and I want to open it at the top, but I want to fold it in half before I open it so I know where I'm going to. But I want that glue to dry. So, other things we'll need. So you need an envelope. You need some sort of scrappy papers to make pages for your notebook. So I've just grabbed out a few bits and pieces. I might need more, I might not. We'll see. I'll just pop them to the side for now. And things to decorate your notebook with. So again, I've just got my scrappy bag here of leftover digital bits. I did find it. Like, if you watched yesterday's video, I was looking for this bag and I couldn't find it. This morning, I looked down and it was staring me in the face. So I don't know what happened yesterday. It was hiding on me. I don't know. Just weird. Now, the top section here is all Christmas, and I'm not going to go Christmas, although there are some more neutrally kind of scraps in there. So we might pull those out. We might use those. I mean, this is not necessarily Christmas. I don't know what colour I want to go with. Like, things like that don't necessarily mean Christmas, do they? The rest I'll just put aside somewhere over the rainbow. Let's perhaps put them back in my bag. That might be a good idea. Right, that'll just keep them out of my way. Okay, I don't really know which direction I want to go with for decorating. Oh, excuse me. I was trying to get out. I feel a sneeze coming on, but it arrived before I could, and I couldn't speak because it was like, you know, that pressure. Oh, here's more Christmas. So we don't need the Christmas for this. Now I probably need to blow my nose because I sneezed. I'm thinking maybe, I think I've done enough Christmas. I think I want to stay away from the red and green. So, because they are definitely Christmas vibes, the red and green. Please excuse me while I take care of my nose. Right, we've probably mucked around enough that this will be dry enough. Just got a little chinky bit there. Right, I'm choosing to put the window on the inside of my notebook, because if I put it on the outside, it would be on the back of my notebook, which is fine. Like, it's not a problem. It's just not what I wanted. So now that I've folded it in half, I can open this up here. So I think I'm just going to take a very fine piece out, just a tiniest little sliver. And where am I stopping? There, a little bit more. Just the tiniest little bit. I didn't quite go far enough. Oh, my nose is going to drive me nuts today, I can tell. So we've got a top pocket here, a end pocket here, and then it's folded in half to be our little notebook. So this is a standard business sized envelope. Use whatever size you like, whether it's new, recycled, but Trash Craft Tuesday, hey, I'm going to be using recycled. Right, I know this is from the Junk Journal Studio, this paper, but some I may not remember where they're from, so we'll just, right, I think I want to wrap it around the spine. And do I want to wrap it inside the top of the pocket? I think so. So we'll give it a little, do I want to wrap around the bottom as well? Maybe we do. Maybe we want to wrap all the way around. Shall we? We'll give it a go. Right, let's cover this in glue. Gosh, it's got some marks on the back. So Rachel in her project ended up splitting her envelope in two and hinging it with fabric, which looked absolutely stunning. And she did that because the envelope she was using was a thick one, so it helped it fold better by cutting, you know, where we folded it, just cutting it in half there. But I don't need to do that because my envelope is just a standard, fairly lightweight one. I think that's kind of straight. Maybe not so much, but it'll be right. She'll be good as gold. Right, so I need to, I think, take the corners out. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of weird bulk happening. How am I going to do this? Maybe I actually need to do this. Do the easy bits first. Yeah, it definitely was not straight how I put it on. Easy to tell there. Right, now this, because we're only going inside to this point, so we need to remove, or actually maybe, I'm just thinking it out as we go. Maybe I just need to take an angle cut there, angling so it's not so difficult to get down inside. And this is going to reinforce our pocket here, which is why I want to wrap it. It's going to be a little bit fiddly, I think. but we'll get there. Here we go, not too bad. And then this one can just fold over there. So didn't need to take anything out, just do a little angle cut just to fit it inside the pocket. And then this is all going to be collaged as well, so I think it will work fine. Oops, got a little bit of a bubbling happening there, so let's smooth that out. So we've got this end bit we need to wrap as well. I'm thinking this paper here, these scraps, which are RachandBella Crafts, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I think. So I don't want that white bit on the bottom there. Take that off. And do we want to wrap around the edge again? It might not be wide enough, this wee strip. No, how about we go with this wider bit? I must have sticky scissors because the paper's not falling off the scissors. Right, do I want a torn edge there? I kind of think, do I want a torn edge? Yeah. Don't think we need a torn edge. I do like the torn edges, but let's just go not. Okay. Some glue on. This has got a very curvy edge here. It hasn't been cut straight, but it will end up covered, so not a problem. Good way to use up your scraps, guys, doing something like this. Maybe you do want to do a Christmas one. If you've got lots of Christmas scraps lying around that you just want to kind of turn into something and be done with, maybe you want to do this project and set it aside for next year's Christmas journals. Right, so again, I'm going to take a little angle there. Fold that inside our pocket. There we go. Right, now that's going to go over my window. Does it matter? Actually, I don't think it does. But we do need to take a corner out here. This time we do need to remove a bit. Stick it on my glue papers. Right. It won't matter if we go a little bit over the window envelope because you're not going to see from the other side that there's covering. Right, now this bit, we're just going to take the angle the other way and then fold that to the inside of the pocket on the other side. So we're going to end up with a nice reinforced top of our pocket. Okay, so far so good. It's looking a bit patchy so far in the middle, but that's fine. So do I fold that even though the glue's probably not dry, just to gauge where we're at. Where's my bone folder gone? It was hiding. Just to kind of visualize. Love that. Definitely not straight. Does not matter. It's fine. It's really pretty. Let's continue on with the back. So this time we need to wrap it at the end into our pocket. Now this edge is actually reinforced with the seam of the envelope. So you wouldn't necessarily need to wrap it if you don't like, if you don't want that extra bulk. But I do think it gives it a really pretty look. You know, it gives it a finished look. Right. So, I've got this other piece. I've got a few pieces of this paper. think we could do something like that. Put the lid on my glue. What did I used it on the envelope, didn't I? I just used it. That's okay. I thought, has that been sitting there for the last 10 minutes open? No, would be the answer. No. So if you watched yesterday's video, you would have heard me mention about waiting for a guy to come. And I wasn't sure when he was coming because I couldn't find the email or the text message. Well, I finished up the video yesterday and checked my emails, and I had an email from the company giving me a reminder that it would be Tuesday, which is today. So I'm back at the point of I've got a person coming. Right now, which part I think I want to take. Hang on, let's think about this. So let's give this an angle. But I now know what time he's coming, and it's not till late this afternoon, so shouldn't impact my work at all. So that's good. I was quite relieved to find out when he was actually coming. Right, I'm going to fold that up there. And then this, I'm going to take an angle the opposite way. And then tuck that inside. Doing the wrapping also can cover over like your bits of envelope that might cause things to stick going in and out of your pocket. It's going to take care of that issue. Oops, I've got some sticky glue on that, I think. I think it's time to change my glue page. Right, what else do we want to go on this? Let's have a wee fossick. I know I'm off camera going through my stash here. Just looking with what might complement. This might work nicely. This is RachandBella Crafts, this one, because it's got the blues and the yellows. Bit of pink coming in, don't mind that. Let's go about there. And there. Yeah, I think that will be nice. Okay. Oh my gosh, what else is going on? Not a lot, to be honest. Like, I haven't exactly been doing much. We did have our holiday up in Henry Springs for a week. In the first week, so from the 16th of December, I think it was. So my operation was on the 13th. On the 16th, we went up to Henry as we had planned before I knew the operation was happening. Very, very low key. Like, we did not very much. In fact, it was, we went up Monday, so might have been Wednesday before anybody left the house. Like, we just stayed and watched lots of TV. I did a little bit of crafting on the Monday afternoon. Well, actually Monday afternoon. No, I didn't. I just rested because I was very tired and sore from traveling, because it wasn't that long after my surgery. Tuesday morning I did a smidge of crafting. I was working on Patreon printables, some of the handwork for Patreon printables, and then by Tuesday afternoon that was canned because I had to lay flat on my back. So that week was very, very dull in lots of respects because I didn't do anything. We did go out on Wednesday evening for dinner, and and we were in a booth, so I could actually sit sideways with my leg up, which was great. So that was kind of a highlight, was going out for dinner. And then Thursday, did we do anything Thursday? I think we went briefly to the shops because hubby wanted to buy me a poncho, which he did. We'd been looking at them for years. I've just missed a bit of glue here, so I'm just going in. Oops. Going on with tacky glue. Been looking at these ponchos made in Nepal from 100% cotton. We'd been looking at them for years, so he had intended to buy me one this time. So they only had 4. And fortunately, the one they had hanging up was the one I liked the most. So he bought it for me, and it's fabulous. I haven't like worn it. I've put it on, and hubby took photos, but I haven't worn it because it's like summer, although it's felt like winter. I kind of don't want to wear it until winter because I want to feel the extra warmth of it rather than wear out the warmth. That's silly, I know, but however. Okay, so that's that side done. We can decorate it up further. I'm definitely not doing any more than one of these in this video. Can you tell? I didn't even set myself a goal of doing more than one because I just knew it wouldn't happen. Right, should we put another bit there, I think? It's almost the right size. Oops. Got a bit of white showing there. Didn't cut it out properly originally. So I think I'll take off some of the pink. About there should be good. Yeah, so we went out briefly. Hubby bought me some Posca pens. He bought some for himself. His first ever Posca pens. He's never had his own Posca pens, so now he's got some of his own. And so it was a very brief outing. And then Friday we came home, but we went out for breakfast beforehand, before we came home. So that was lovely as well. So we did have 2 meals out, which we hardly ever eat out. So it was pretty nice, pretty special. Hubby called both of them visualized do's, end of year do's for visualized, which I thought was really cute. I knew he was going to do that for the dinner, but he was calling the breakfast that as well. So that's fine. I don't mind. He paid. I did not pay. So if he wants to call it a visualized end of work do and pay for it, that's all good by me. So yeah, so then we called in at his mum and dad's on the way home, and his mum was out, but his dad was home. And yeah, came home, and then I proceeded to just spend the next couple of weeks mostly in bed with my feet up. Very, very boring. We ate all our meals in bed. You know, hubby would sit on top of the bed. I was most often actually in bed because it was warmer. And watched TV in bed and just did all the things in bed. And it's been pretty boring. We did have Christmas Day out, of course. Now I need to wrap that a little at the top there. But I don't want to go all the way. Maybe we'll do a different bit along the top. So we had Christmas Day out with my family. So I spent most of the time sitting on the couch with my feet up on a footstool, apart from when we ate at the dinner table. And then the next day we had our Christmas Day with hubby's family, and again I spent most of my time on the couch with my feet up on the couch. So it's been very restrictive. All right, I don't want to cover right over that, do I? No, I don't. I actually don't need that as big as what I've done it. Can I tear some off? Oh, yes, I do. Actually, I do. Maybe not all the way, though. Let's take a smidge off. I wasn't paying attention, was I? No, I was not. So I'm now getting very, very sticky, and we've got a little chink, but that's fine. And then we went to, then we had a rest day, so back in bed for the day. And then we had a road trip down to Chertsey to Bookbarn, where we met up with the lovely Maori, which was super, super fun. Definitely felt it by the time I got home. I wasn't wearing shoes by this stage. I still couldn't stand wearing shoes. So my foot had swelled, and so it was back to bed, behaving myself for another few days. Don't think that fits in the spit. And so a lot of my holiday is just bed, really. And then we did go on a day trip to Kaikoura, which is a seaside town. We did that on the 2nd of January. And that was lovely, but I didn't do a lot. Like, I did a very, very short wander and I still wasn't wearing, I was wearing shoes this time. Very short wander and only on flat ground, and I really wanted to go down on the rocks, but I was already starting to limp. So I just went and sat back in the car. I did a lot of reading. What else did I do? I took photos of a seagull that came right up to the car, and I fed it little pieces of cracker, and it came right up really close, so I was able to get some good photographs of it. Not that I've looked at them on the camera, because we both took our good cameras, not just our phones. So that was quite fun, having wildlife come right up to me, since I wasn't very mobile. We had lunch down along the shore, just a really simple hot dog and chips, and talked to where were the family from? They were from somewhere, Irish. They were Irish, an Irish family, a boy and a girl, and their mum and dad. So we were sitting at the same bench on the beach eating lunch, and so we chatted away with them, which was lovely. By the time we got home, because it was it's a 2-hour drive to get to Kaikoura and a 2-hour drive back. By the time we got home, my scars, my wounds from my surgery were actually concave. Like, my leg had swelled around them. I've got 3 wounds, and so all the wound sites were actually like in a cave in my leg. So that was back to bed with my feet up. And then just on Sunday or Saturday, maybe on Saturday, I graduated to being on the couch. I thought, yep, enough of this hanging out in bed. Let's move to the couch in the lounge, at least have our meals there, where we would normally have, because we don't have a dining room. Our lounge is actually what used to be the dining room. So I'm now trying my best to spend as much time on the couch as possible. I seem to be doing a lot of talking. Am I doing a lot of talking? I think I am, but I'm just kind of trying to catch you up. Try my best to spend as much time on the couch in between, like doing videos, and limiting my time at the craft desk, because I still just, prone to I am always prone to swelling, but while I'm still healing from surgery, because the outside is pretty much healed, but internally, no, it's not. There's holes in the bones that have to fill up with, they don't fill up with bone actually. I don't know what they fill up with, but it's not bone. But, there's holes in my bones where they took the screws out. So there's healing still happening, and I need to just be mindful, be a good girl, do what I know is good for me, not necessarily what I want to be doing. I'm just flicking through here looking for another little scrap of something, and I think that would fit the bill there. Yeah, so that's been my life over December and the beginning of January. I'm just gradually extending myself. So last night I cooked for the first time. So hubby's been doing all the meals, which is fantastic, and he's been on holiday, so it hasn't been a big stress or pressure for him because he hasn't been working as well. But yesterday he went back to work, so I resumed cooking duties, and I have to say I got a bit grumpy. I really did. It's not because I was grumpy about cooking. It's just I was tired and like out of practice because it's been over 3 weeks. And yeah, I just felt grumpy. I guess it's just getting back into the sync of things. Right, so we are fully collaged. We've got our little window there, window pocket. We've got a pocket over here, which I think the glue should be dry enough. So let's take a little thumb notch out of that, just to show that it is a pocket. If I can get my punch in there. There we go. Don't want a deep one. There we go. That's perfect. I probably will ink all around, but particularly here, I just want to ink this now to kind of show off that thumb notch. But I won't ink on camera because, you know, that's a bit boring back into the start of the year. Necessary. Well, in my world, necessary. Do we want a thumb notch up there as well? Why not? It would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? I don't like doing both sides. I actually prefer only doing one side. But you do you if you want to punch both sides together. I just find it more difficult to get things in a pocket when both sides are punched because you haven't got a back kind of to push against. If that makes sense, if I'm making sense to you, maybe I'm not. Right, so we can decorate that up further, but I want to get the pages in. How are we going time-wise? We're okay. It's a little bit bunchy, but it's okay. Right, so papers. I'm just going to take care of my nose again. So let's work out. I've first got these scraps here. So I could do a fold over, but I'm not going to. Just going to clear it off there. So there's another scrap. So we'll just have one page shorter than the other. Oh, okay, I've actually got some little notes written on that. Fortunately, it's written in pencil. So let's take care of that. Obviously, it was the closest thing at hand when I needed to write something down. And then it got caught up in my scrap bag. Right, got another bit of this here. We should just be able to fold that in half. And I think that's pretty good size. So we're going to use that. Got this scrap of bond paper here. It's going to be a little bit shorter page. This way, shorter. Just using up scraps of bits and pieces lying around. So one more, I think. I think we don't need to fill this up too much. Right, bit of packing paper. Is that going to be too short if I fold it that way? It would be okay, but I think I want it a bit longer. So we'll do it this way. I think I may have have mismeasured and made it slightly too long, so tearing off the back, leaving it a bit shorter, but no, it's fine. Okay, right, and let's tear the height, so go about there. Oh, is that straight? Not really. Okay, so let's stack the pages up. Let's go one of these lined ones in between. And then that one in the middle. Now, thinking about which way's up because we've got writing on our pages. Right, so Rachel did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on hers, which is really cute. But I am actually going to staple mine. So I'm going to grab my eraser again, open out my stapler. You've probably seen me do this many times before. Line it up and line up the little holes on the sides where your staples come out. Line them up on my spine as much as I can. Try and get it straight and staple into the rubber. And then you just pull the rubber off and fold your staple over. So this is the way to do it when your stapler is not big enough to reach into the middle and staple properly, which this is too long for my little stapler. So then you move it along and you can put however many staples in. 2 is probably sufficient, but I think I'm going to go 3. More for the aesthetic, the look of it than anything. And if you don't punch it in the right place, you can remove the staple, try again. And if, I suspect mine aren't going to be lined up. They look okay, but I think when I fold it, they're probably not going to be lined up properly. You just fold the pages and they will fall into line. You know, they don't have to be perfect. And it's only a scrappy wee notebook. Right. Just trying to shut the stapler without ejecting a staple. That one, I knew that one was off. It's not even straight. Do I want to redo it? Yes, that one is not good. So reject that one, open the stapler back up, and let's try again. It actually didn't look too bad on the outside, but on the inside it was completely off. It's hard too because I'm working on this side, I'm working in more of a shadow, so that's better. I'm happier with that. Still not perfect, but it's better. And I just punched in a slightly different place so that I'm not overworking the holes with multiple staples, especially if I needed to pull them out again, then it's going to weaken the paper in that point. Okay, so got our pages in and meshed pretty well. Since I redid that last staple, they're all fairly uniform. The pages seem to be behaving, folding nicely. Don't need to do any kind of like forcing it to sit where I would want it, because they all seem to be sitting fine. I've just got a little poke up there that's annoying me. Trim that off. Oh, I've been sitting with my feet crossed and one of my wounds is now saying ow very loudly at me. Bad habit, sitting crossing my legs, you know, just with my ankles crossed like this, but that's the wounds on here, sitting like that. It's really screaming at me now. So I've got my feet flat and it's still screaming, but that's okay. Right, put those scraps away. Now focal points, just to decorate it up a bit, we can put a journal card or a tag or something in this pocket. Probably haven't got time really to do that, I think. unless we did something really, really simple. Have I got anything in these scraps here that tells me I want to be a journal card? Do we, this is a wee scrap from the Junk Journal Studio. We could turn that into a wee journal card. Let's tidy it up. At least get one done. I do want to decorate as well though, so just making sure everything's straight. And lengthwise, yep, that's good there. I just want to tidy up this edge a little bit, just a smidge. Okay, right, so I want to back that onto something because it's fairly light. This bond paper, is it big enough? Oh, it's not. That's sad. What if I backed it onto this? This is just copy paper that I've been painting on. But I think that will be fine. Let's do that. It's just plain. Oh, there is stamping on the back. There's a little bit of bleed through from the paint, but that's just going to add character. It's perfectly writable. Again, using scraps for Trash Craft Tuesday. Just means I'll need to grab out another bit of paper to use for doing stuff like this on. Oh, I've got clumps of glue on the back of that. Gross. They're now on my glue page, so I'm going to have to change out my glue page. Okay. Just a very simple journal card, which again needs a focal point of some description on it. Most of my scraps are going to be from the Junk Journal Studio or RachandBella Crafts because it's two of the design teams that I'm on. And I'm on a third one for this year, so I'm waiting on the receipt of the items for that because it's physical items, which is really exciting. So I don't know when my first project for that will be up, but that will be coming soon, I imagine. And it's a New Zealand based one, so that's exciting as well. Right, let's give it, do I want round corners? Maybe I'm just going to do the Rachel snip. There's a lot of us out there doing the Rachel snip now, isn't there? Inspired by Rachel. I do like my corner rounding, but sometimes just a little snip on the corners is all it needed, and just gives a little bit of design kind of flair. Je ne sais quoi. If I'm using that term correctly, I'm not a French speaker. It just popped into my brain. Right. I haven't, my poor vintage photo ink has been ignored for at least 3.5 weeks and probably longer, because before that I was using the aged mahogany for the Christmas journals. So yeah, my vintage photo is feeling very unloved right now. It's very floppy because the glue's still wet, but it will firm up. So I was very spoilt by my husband. He gave me a whole bunch of crafting paper goodies and stickers for Christmas, and it took me forever to open, and like there was 50 I think four packs of stickers I think he gave me, maybe even 5 packs of stickers he gave me. There was 50 individual stickers, each one different, in each set. So it took me forever to go through everything, and then the packs of paper. You know, looking at everything took forever on Christmas morning, but it was fun. Okay, I'm thinking birds just because they're convenient. Although I do have my Artzology flowers. Maybe we'll go flowers for a change. So that, yeah, that was a fun thing. Again, in bed. Maybe the colours aren't going to work actually. Well, that one's not bad. I feel like I need a little book page or something just to lift it off that background. Music, how about music? It's a bit of Christmas music, but if you rip the title off, who's gonna know? I like this label here, but we could always put another label on. And I think I'm not going to worry about that label. Let's change out my glue page since I have clumps of glue on it. Let's give this a quick ink around. We might go birds on the outside or something, or maybe we'll go florals. I really don't know. Rachel was using florals, and who can argue with a good floral? Botanicals, you know, any sort of botanical. It's just so usable, aren't they? So useful for any theme really, unless you're doing, I don't know, what doesn't florals go with? You can use florals in steampunk, you can use florals in boho, and of course garden or wildlife or Victorian, vintage, you know, florals go with anything. I was thinking, does it go with a man's journal? Like if you were doing a specific man's journal on, I don't know, tools or cars. Even then, I think you, oh, I've put glue on that, but I haven't glued this down. Hang on. Too much talking. I'm out of practice, guys. I'm forgetting what I'm doing and making mistakes. Yeah, I think even those types of journals, you can still find a floral here and there. Not as a major thing, but I think there's still room for them. That's my opinion anyway. And Christmas, of course, florals, Easter florals. Valentine's Day, well, what more occasion can you get for going floral than Valentine's Day? But just a good floral never goes astray, I believe. Okay, and something here. I'm thinking, because I covered over a Junk Journal Studio label on the digital, let's put one back. This is Labels from Days Gone By, Volume 2. That one, or is it a bit too prominent because of the darkness, maybe? That one might be better. It's not quite so kind of like, hello, I'm a label. So yes. So I have a few projects in mind coming up. I'm not sure when I'm going to start them, to be honest. I'm kind of hampered by how much work I can do in the background because I'm still trying to keep my legs up. So like things like printing out digitals to do one of the projects that I want to do. It's kind of like, how do I do that? And I've still got to do my newsletter. I haven't got that done yet. So if you're waiting on the newsletter, it's not done yet. I will do it, but I'm just kind of pacing myself. So that's going to go in there, and I do want it to go all the way in. like so. I don't want it sticking out, and when I put something in this pocket, again, I don't want it to stick out the top. I want it to be fully contained. You could put other pockets in here as well. You could like put a little pocket in here. Probably not one here where the window is. You could put a pocket on the back if you like. I actually like the back as it is, but I think this needs something. So here we might be able to use, that's a misprint. It's the green hasn't printed properly. Finding the right floral. This is the same as that other one, but this one's printed properly. So if you see the difference, because my printer had a nightmare. This one, the cyan wasn't working, this one it was. So quite a difference, isn't there? But I don't throw it away. I printed a whole set out like that because they're still pretty. I think I actually like that there, but again, if we cover over the word Christmas, no, it's not really big enough. Okay. Delving into my scraps here. Here's some music. It's quite thick music, this. Oh, I like that it's got numbers on it too. Just a snippet in behind. So we're almost done with this project. I'm not going to fill the top pocket on camera. We'll just decorate this up and call it good. And this can be slipped into a journal, can be sent in happy mail, used as a thank you gift. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to use it. I think I want to make some more though. I think they'd make really good thank you gifts. You could pop it in your handbag to write some notes on when you're out and about, or put your shopping list in, or, you know, whatever you need just a little cute notebook for. So I don't envisage I will do any particular mess making this year. It's just not me. And that's okay, isn't it? It's okay to just recognize that it's not my thing, that it's maybe one day if it becomes my thing, but I'm not worried if it doesn't. It's like mess making's cool, and I do appreciate the efficiency of it. I just get bored, and quite honestly, I've had enough of being bored in the last 3.5 weeks that I'm not looking for more ways to be bored. No, I'm looking for ways to stop being bored and still look after myself, because I hate being bored. It's just the worst, and I'm surprised I didn't get grumpier actually during that 3.5 weeks of not doing much. I'm surprised I just didn't get out of my brain mad with boredom. I typically don't do well when I'm bored. It's not natural for me because I love creating, so I'm always doing something. Usually just sitting watching TV or lying watching TV for hours and hours on end is just not me, but it has been recently. Okay, do we want a little something? I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it quite plain like that. So just to finish it up, all I need to do is ink around it, fill that pocket, and it's done. I mean, we could put a saying it's done, and now I'm thinking, do I want a wee label there? We could, oh, what about a round one? I like that. Let's put a round label on there. Just giving it a little edge with the ink. It's got a black border around it, a fine black border, but there's places where I've cut the border off and places where it's intact, so that's just kind of evening it up, disguising where the black border's missing. So I thought it was done, but hey, last minute decision. Just want to make sure I put it on the right way up. Here we go. This is actually writing space here. You could very easily write on that. There's a little bit lift going on here, so let's just give it a bit of glue. Here we go. Possibly something here. We want to add a little floral. Have we got something thin and narrow? I'll let you guys go in a minute. I just keep finding things I want to do, want to add. Oops, jump the right way might be advisable. I think I like that. Let's try a bit of yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't think it necessarily needs it, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's my prerogative. Just like making it pretty. If in doubt, add more. Should make that a motto for the year. If in doubt, add more. I mean, that's very pretty paper that it's going over top of, but we still get the prettiness. So we're just adding more prettiness on top, more interest. Not being too careful about inking, just giving it a rough little lick of ink around the edge. So I really don't use these flowers often enough. When I first got them, I used them a lot, and I have used a lot. It's a huge kit, these flowers from Artzology. And there's definitely ones I'm missing now that I was like, oh, I thought there was a flower, and it's because I've used them already. And I had 2 lots of them because of the printer mishap. So I had the properly printed colours and the misprinted colours. But yeah, I find I'm not turning to them now the same as I did at the beginning. So there we go. I'm going to leave that as writing space, and then I like the back as is. It's perfectly fine. And that's it, my little notebook for Roxy's Weekly Challenge, week 1 of 2025. And also Trashcraft Tuesday, because I used scraps and recycled items like the envelope. And then I just added some fussy cuts to finish it off. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you are looking forward to the year ahead and whatever it may bring for all of us. Take care, my friends, and hopefully I'll be back again tomorrow. No promises, but hopefully. I'll see you next time. Bye.